Alrighty.
Okay, hello everybody. Happy Monday. It's the first Monday of June. Like I literally can't even believe that it is June. Um, Real quick before I start on my little spiel, I'll call it for the day. Hopefully you all saw in the Dream Team chat the 1st through the 7th, if you do $100 purchase of Plus Line products, $100 or more of Plus Line products, I'm sending you credits for free gummies. It is credits, so although I did feature the collagen gummies, technically it's your credits. You could do whatever you want with them. But you want to get a hold of me before you place your order so you can put all of that together on one order so you're not, having to pay twice for shipping or whatever. That's also for your customer. So it's for you, your team, and your customers. So if you have a customer who loves the new Pro line or who loves Rest Gel or whatever, if they do $100 or more of Plus Line items before they place their order, let me know and I'll send them $30 in credits. They can add a pack of gummies to that order. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, it's pretty simple, but I just wanted to check. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys something that I guess I didn't even realize that I do this a lot, but I don't know, it's something my brain's a little different, but anyway, it's something that works for my brain. So I'm going to relate this to your business, I promise, but first, just so you can kind of follow along. Have you ever had a night where you're like, I'm exhausted, it's past my bedtime, I'm going to bed, I'm not going to bother washing my face, I'll deal with that in the morning, blah blah blah, and you crawl into bed and you wake up the next day and the mascara is everywhere and you got a new zit and you're like, oh my gosh, if I had just washed my face. And then there's also nights where you come home and you're like, I'm exhausted, but I'm going to wash my face. And you get up the next morning and you're like, thank God I did that because no new zits, everything looks fine, I can start my day. So I have this thing where I talk to yesterday me a lot. So I'm calling this yesterday you and tomorrow me. There are nights where I'm like, I'll clean the kitchen in the morning. But then you get up in the morning and you literally start your day off with a dirty kitchen versus, okay, if I just spend the next 5 minutes when I get up in the morning, it'll be clean and ready to go, right? So I want you guys to start throwing out to me how you can think about relating this to your business. Because how often do you put something off? And then tomorrow you is like, oh, shoot, if only yesterday you had done that, this would be so much better. Right. And I think that the more you can start to bond the relationship between yesterday you and tomorrow you, the better you're going to be, because it's the deal you make with yourself to get stuff done, to move yourself forward. All too often we gyp ourselves. Like we're very quick to pass the buck, to not make ourselves a priority. Whereas if I don't know, if somebody's kid was here and I was exhausted and tired and all these things and I just wanted to go to bed, I would still take the time to make sure the child had a bath, right? Give the child a bath, put the child to bed. I would do for others that I wouldn't do for myself. And so sometimes I have to separate like who I am and who I'm going to be and do the thing for her. Like I've got to do the thing for her. So when I'm looking at a bingo card and I don't want to do it, I do it for her. I do it for Tammy of tomorrow, right? I do it for the girl who wants to wake up tomorrow and feel good about what she got accomplished yesterday, or the girl who wants to wake up tomorrow and not already be behind the 8 ball because there's 3 things that she didn't get accomplished that she wants to do. So tell me in the chat or unmute. Tell me what are things that you find yourself repetitively skipping or postponing, right? Like very few, there's when it comes to birthday reach outs, I know there are 2 camps for birthday reach outs. There are the people who do it no questions asked because it's easy peasy, and there are the people who don't do it no questions asked because it's easy peasy, right? It's just not a priority for them. So what are some things that you are postponing? I know, I mean, no one's postponing anything.
Bold messages. I heard this weekend over and over and over and over from the people that I see are truly moving and shaking in this business. The message that is behind the scenes. Hey, Tammy, I know you're with another company and I see that you love to promote it, but I want to let you know what we have on the table right now. Are you open to that? Would you like more information? I just want to partner with people that are like you and that are like-minded with their voice. They're using their voice.
Mm-hmm. And so that's
sending the bold messages of just like today, I sent my 5 reach outs were simply, hey, I know you're a mom. I wish I would have had the Thrive experience when I was a mom. I would love to chat more about it. Are you open to hearing what it can do for you? Sending the message.
Sending the dang message. Carolyn says messaging new followers. So very similar, sending the message. Sonia says finding articles or events for friends or strangers. So when you put off doing those things, say it's on your bingo card for yesterday, and now you wake up today and you know you didn't do it. What do you feel? Right? Like, how do you feel when you wake up today knowing you didn't do all the things yesterday that you were going to do? Aggravated. Yeah. Right. And you guys, the world is aggravating enough. You're going to have plenty of people to be pissed off at all on their own. You don't need to be making yourself another person that you can be pissed off at, right? So I want you to really start thinking about tomorrow you. Like, what is tomorrow you going to think about the girl that showed up today? Did she put in all the effort? Did she do the little things that weren't hard, but they were just sort of annoying? Right? Because how do you feel the next day? Carolyn says, like, I was lazy. Yeah. And that's just that negative self-talk that comes in because, and I know Ed Milet has said this a million times, but keeping your promises to yourself, and these aren't really necessarily promises, these are work commitments, right? You're being asked by your company to reach out to people, to talk to people, to share the product, to share the business. So these are work commitments. And on your end, it's kind of a promise to yourself because you're saying, I want to go 4K, I want to go 12K. So then tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you didn't do any of those things, not only did you let your company down, but you let yourself down. And that is where the black hole of negative self-talk goes from a little hole to a giant hole. And by 9 a.m., some of you have already shot yourselves so far down that there's no getting you back out of the hole for the day, right? You guys, have you ever been there? Where like by morning, you are just so upset with yourself that the whole day, you throw the whole day off. Lindsay says, also listening to more podcasts while working, showering, or in the car. I need more open mindset to listen to others in the trench, AKA 80% personal business and 20% team. Yes. My favorite quote about business is, self-employed business is, I don't know who's coming to work tomorrow, but I know I'm coming to work tomorrow. Just like, like today's Zoom. I didn't know who was or wasn't going to come to the Zoom. I don't know who is or won't listen to the replay. I don't know who will take the words I'm saying and really think about it and try to implement it into your day to day. I have no idea. I know I am. I know I'm really keeping an eye on future me so that, I can put her first and I can do the things today that I maybe don't want to do because I know for her, it's going to be better. Tomorrow, Tammy is going to be so much happier and feel so much better and more confident. And her business is going to be that much further along and excel because today I put in the work. Sandra said, don't let yourself on fire. Oh, don't light yourself on fire to keep everyone else warm. Yes. Yes. There's no reason to light yourself on fire, but light yourself on fire for yourself. That's the whole thing. That's the whole purpose of this. Tomorrow you deserves, like, the example I gave earlier, when tomorrow me wakes up and my kitchen is clean and my face has been washed and I don't have that like smear of black under my eye. When I walk out into the world, into my house that morning, my shoulders are back. I feel good. What are we going to do today? But when you wake up and you've got that boogie with the black stuff and your hair is sticking straight up and you got a News-It on your face and you go into the kitchen and the dishes are still in the sink and something's on the counter from the night before, like, it's like that meme where somebody's like, who closed last night? Whoever closed the kitchen did a shitty job. Like, you want to start every day. I'm a huge fan of morning routines, but to me, your nighttime routine is what makes or breaks your morning routine. Like, you guys all know I love my morning walk. Well, before bed, I make sure that my shoes are laid out. I make sure my socks, my sports bra, my shorts, and my t-shirt that I'm going to wear, I make sure they're laid out for two reasons. Number one, I don't waste time in the morning. And number two, if I wake up and I have a little bit of that, I don't want to do it, it's already there ready to go, right? So think about that with your business. How often do you pick up your phone because you're going to tackle your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but you haven't yet saved your bingo card or you haven't yet written down your birthdays. And so before you know it, you've spent 20 minutes scrolling Facebook. and you still don't have the damn blank bingo card, right? Versus before you go to bed at night, that bingo card is posted. You could have it saved to your phone. You could have already glanced over it so you know what you need to do in the morning, right? So there's no excuses for yesterday or for tomorrow you, because yesterday you got you prepped and ready. And I just want you to really start thinking about that when it comes to your business. When we get in those modes of I'm going to this and I'm going to that and I'm going to go for this and I'm going to chase that goal, that's such a good, exciting feeling, right? Like you guys all know that feeling, like I'm going after it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. It just takes one crack to screw that whole feeling up and knock you down. And it could be something as simple as not washing your face before bed, not having your clothes laid out in the morning, or when you talk in business talk, not having your bingo card ready, not having your plan of action figured out, not having your maybe you're supposed to be spending time on ChatGPT to get some ideas ready, and then you don't have them done. Well, here before you know it, it's Wednesday and you still don't have it done. Now you're way behind, right? Sam says I'm always glad I saved it the night before if one of the squares involves making my shake. Yes, exactly. That's the thing, like if the ones that give me the biggest anxiety, which again, I make these damn things, but they give me anxiety. When it says go live, I mean, I type it up on the bingo card like no big deal, but then when it pops up that morning, I'm like, why? So if I can look the night before and be like, oh, I got to go live tomorrow. What's my day tomorrow? When can I do it? Like I can identify, I can do it at this time. And I could talk about that. Like if it doesn't say go live about a sample, maybe it just says go live about your brand. Then I can plan. And then when I wake up in the morning, I don't have that like, oh crap, what am I going to go live about? Oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it today. Right? It's all about planning ahead and treating yourself as the priority that you are. Right? I see people invest in people who do not invest in themselves. Right? Invest in yourself. Put the time and put the effort into yourself, because I know it's a cliche, that whole thing, like on the airplane, put the mask on you before you put it on anyone else. But you guys, those of you that are like trying to get my team to do this, or I'm trying to get my team to do that, or I'm trying to attract my team. Well, if you're running all over, taking care of a bunch of people who aren't investing in themselves or investing in their business, when somebody on the outside is looking about maybe possibly coming in, they're seeing all the work you're doing. They're like, I don't know. That girl is taking care of 17 different people, and it seems like only 2 of them are showing up. Versus, oh, that girl, her reels are always on. She's always got these conversations going on. I see her at all these different events. I see her doing the thing, right? Be a beacon. There's a quote, and I'll screw it up, but the flowers don't beg for the bee. The flowers don't wait on the bees so they can open. The flowers open, and then the bees come. Right? So if you're waiting to attract these most amazing people, guess what you have to do first? You have to be amazing, right? So put yourself as the top priority. Put your to-do list as the top priority. And I know that's easier said than done, because a lot of you have children or grandchildren or bosses or spouses. Sometimes it's a matter of having that hard conversation. But I find more than not, it's the hard conversation with yourself. It's, hey, self, do this today so tomorrow we can be proud. Hey, self, do this tonight so tomorrow morning we're set and ready to go. Right? Yesterday you and tomorrow you, they need to join forces. Because all too often, if they don't, tomorrow you wakes up and you're mad at yesterday you. And I've been there, and I'm sure I'll be there again. But if I waste time being mad at myself, that is just literally a waste of time. It's going to set me back. So I can't encourage you guys enough to think through today of doing all the things that don't sound fun, that you think like, and it's I know Lisa Cook makes fun of me, but you're not going to die. None of the things that we're asking you to do, no one's going to die. Is it going to suck a little bit? Maybe. Are you going to dread it a little bit? Maybe. But how many times have you done it and then realized it wasn't that big of a deal? Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to say something, Lindsay, or are you just raising your hand? Oh, okay. You're just agreeing. All right. I was just making sure you didn't want to add something. I mean, I'm classic for that. Like, oh, I really need to throw in that load of laundry before I leave, but I just don't have time. It takes like 2 minutes to throw in a load of laundry. You have time. I don't have time for the birthday reach outs. copy, paste, happy birthday and move on with your life. You have time. If I go live, it's going to be awful. I might say the wrong word, or what if nobody cares what I'm talking about? If they don't care what you're talking about, they're not your people. So go live, do your thing, right? Invest in you, invest in your path, stay on your path, and don't let anyone knock you off, but especially don't knock yourself off your path, right? So before you have a heart to heart with your husband or your kids about, I got to do this, I got to stay focused, have that heart to heart with yourself. Are you staying focused? Are you putting yourself first? I can't tell if Lindsay's typing or wanting to talk. You're like, you disappear, then you come back. So I'm like, I don't know. Does she want to say something? Does anybody have anything you want to add? I mean, is this resonating with you? Are you feeling this? Have you woke up in the morning and been like, damn, I wish that girl had really cleaned the kitchen before she went to bed last night? Right? But then just convert that to your business. Like, I mean, I know there are days where I would sit down and be like, oh, my planner from yesterday literally has no check marks on it. Like, where were you yesterday, Tammy? What were you doing? Why did you not show up for yourself or for your business? Right. And sometimes you're going to have a good reason, right? Life happens. But the majority of times it could be because you didn't plan well, you weren't ready for it, you didn't think it through, or you just didn't make the time for it. And I can't stress this enough in the summer when there's so many fun things to do and places to go and people to see. Take a few minutes every night before bed and look at your next day. What is it I want to accomplish? What can I think ahead about right now? What can I plan for right now? And look for those I don't know, red flags, or like look for the items that you're like, oh, I'm not going to want to do that. Like, no lie. When I look ahead and it says go live, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I have to like talk myself off the ledge. And then that way I'm able to do it the next day. Right. So no, you know what you're good at and you know what you're not great at. And you know what you love and you know what you don't love. And so if you can have that meeting the night before and get yourself prepped and ready and get it done, then the next day after that, you're going to feel even better because you accomplished what you said you were going to accomplish. And you guys, your confidence, it's as easy to become confident as it is to lose your confidence. It's a matter of doing something or not doing something, right? So if you say you're going to do something, I challenge you to do it. Don't disappoint yourself. People worry about disappointing their upline or disappointing their team. Don't disappoint yourself. The rest of us are over here trying not to disappoint ourselves. So don't focus on us, focus on you. If you set a goal, if you sent your upline a goal and said, I'm going to get 3 new customers in June, go get them. Go get them. And don't tell us at the end of June all the reasons why you didn't get them, because it's no skin off my back. I'm not the one I didn't tell you to go get 3, right? You did. So go get them. Go make tomorrow you proud by putting in the work today. All right, that's all I have. Does anybody have anything you want to add? I'm super.
Oh, I do
too. Yeah.
It'll be a whole Zoom in itself tomorrow night, so make sure y'all are on. But I will definitely say this weekend made me realize I'm over being a professional friend maker. I'm going to say it as nice as I can. It is time for me to get bold, ask for the sale, ask for the sample, reach out to people that are saying they're tired, they're this, they don't have any money. Like, I'm tired of being somebody's friend every time I turn around. I'm ready. So here's what I'll leave you with. 4 people this weekend, their newest runners, their newest 40Ks that blew up in 2 to 3 months is because they sent a bold message to them and said, are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of making ends meet? I think what holds me back is I've never been in network marketing before, so I have nothing to compare it to. Just because I don't doesn't mean that we don't have a team that does. Doesn't mean that I can't pick up the phone and call another leader and say, hey, I've never been in network marketing. How can I answer this question? So for me, my flip of a switch is I'm done being a professional friend maker. I'm getting bold. If you were to see my messenger today, I'm fat and happy because I've sent a shit ton of messages.
I love it. Do you have a script?
I'll leave you with that.
Do you have a script that you're using, or
the one that I sent is obviously birthday messages. I'm getting back to that, being more specific in that, but I just like, hey, Lacey, I see you busting your ass and working out. I know your passion is working on yourself, and I understand and respect that to the core. I'm getting some 5-day mini experiences of Thrive out this week. It comes with a full system. shakes, capsules, patches, so that you can give the entire system a try. The energy, mood support, and suppressed appetite are definitely my favorite parts, but I think you would love it too. Would you be open to giving it a try? So that's it. But I know that she's working out. Like I know she's been working out. She lives in Wichita Falls. We got Sandra up there. Like I could be going there. So there you go. I'm just being bold, sending out the message.
I love it. And so guess what? Tomorrow, Lindsay is going to feel effing amazing because today Lindsay did the do. Anybody else have something you're doing that's different or that you're wanting to do different? It's a new month. If you're wanting to try something new, now's the time, right? Now's the time to dive in. Are you going to change up messages? Are you going to change up your brand? Are you changing up how you're showing up on social media? Are you changing up like belly to belly versus social media?
So I'm changing up some stuff. I noticed that I talk a lot about weight loss because my before and after pictures when I do detox are just so noticeable. And so for the last probably year or two, since detox has come out, majority of my posts are about weight loss. But I didn't start Thrive because of weight loss. I don't enjoy talking about weight loss. And when somebody doesn't lose a bunch of weight, it discourages me because it makes me feel like, well, it's not working because they're not losing weight. And then they're frustrated because nothing's happening. So I was like, I was listening to a podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but the guy was like, you have to decide, what do you fix? And it can only be one word, not a whole sentence. Like, what do you fix? What do you help? Like, and I was really thinking about what that would be for me. And it's mom guilt. Like, that's my story. That's what I talk about. I started because I had mom guilt. Mm-hmm. I needed energy. So I'm like totally reframing what I'm posting and how I'm posting. There have been, I don't know if anybody watches like the new Instagram algorithm updates, blah, blah, blah. I'm totally into that stuff. And they have said they don't want you to just put a call to action anymore. They don't want you to just say comment with the word and then that's your interaction. They want you to ask actual questions. You know, what do you do in the afternoon when you have a couple hours to spare? Like asking questions where you're going to actually have conversations in the comments. And I can't do that if I'm talking about weight loss because I don't care. Yeah. I don't care enough. I like to have results, but I also like to live my life. And I don't want to pretend like, you know, I'm not having a margarita at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday because that's who I am. So anyway, my strategy is going to be changing my Instagram to be, well, all my social media, but I'm focusing on Instagram, talking about mom guilt and including ChatGPT to give me ideas so that I'm not always like, I don't know. I'm just going there. I found a bunch of prompts to ask ChatGPT with different things. And I'm going with that. I'm going to grow my Instagram and I'm going to grow it with helping with energy.
Yeah. So the thing I love about both of what you and Lindsay shared, and I hope everyone takes this away. I would think if I asked anyone on the screen or on the teams, do you think Lindsay and Samantha are amazing promoters? They would all say yes. But you guys, here's why they're amazing. They are constantly trying to be better. They are constantly auditing what's going on. They're constantly observing the results of like, I'm putting forth this effort and these are my results. And they're tweaking and changing. So if you're like, my social media is not working, or I feel like, I'm not doing a great job, audit yourself. What have you been doing and what can you change and what ideas? And again, both of them, they didn't wake up and be like, oh, best idea ever, just somehow oozed into my body. Lindsay literally went all the way to Mexico to hang out with some people, and Samantha is filling her head with the podcast. So again, Lindsay could have gone to Mexico and just had a blast, right? And kind of talk to people or not. She chose to talk to people. She chose to learn. Samantha could easily be listening to the radio versus a podcast, but she's making the decision to do that. So start making decisions that support you becoming a better version of you, so you can start making decisions to become a better version of your business. And I just think I think it's awesome. I love that. Like I said, I think summer is the time to try something new because that's when everyone else is kind of in a new realm for a few months. So I love that you're both going to give something new. And I think, Sam, as you were talking, your huddle tomorrow, you can maybe go a little more in depth on those chat GPT prompts and stuff like that. Because I know there's at least 3 people who were like, well, what did she type in there? What did she get? So think about that. And then I know, Lindsay, tomorrow night, you're going to be covering a lot on the team rally. So their team rallies are always recorded. So if you guys can't be on there, you definitely need to try to catch the recording. And the last thing I'll say before I hop off here, unless someone has something to share, is in 30 minutes, Lindsay is going to be leading the corporate call. So make sure you get dialed in. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye.